Good afternoon, students. In this class, we are going to see the role of a coordinator in a distributed transaction. First, we'll see the diagram. Here we have the client and these are the participants. We have three participants and this is the coordinator. And each participants will have a objects and A, B, C and D are the accounts and X, Y and Z are the servers. So every server will have one or two objects. Server X is having one object, server Y is having one object and server Z is having two objects. Now the objects in the server is called as participants. Now each participant will know the coordinator and the coordinator will have the list of reference to the participants. Now these are the methods and A is the object, withdraw is the method. B is the object, withdraw is the method. C is the object, withdraw is, deposit is the method. D is the object and deposit is the method. Here in this diagram, account A is going to deposit $4 to account C and account B is going to deposit $3 to account D. Now, when a client invokes a transaction, it first starts a transaction using the... Now, we see with the steps, then we come back to the diagram again. So, first, the client will start the transaction by sending an open transaction request to the coordinator. The coordinator will create a unique transaction ID for the client and it sends the transaction ID to the client. And this transaction ID will have two parts. One as an identifier of the server, which is the IP address of the server, and second is a unique number to the server. Now, the participants are the objects at the server accessed by the transactions because each server will have one or two objects and altogether we call it them as participants. The participants will take care or track the actions of the objects involved in the server. Each participant will cooperate with the coordinator and this participant will keep track of the objects at the server. Now, the participants will join the transaction using the reference and the command join command. Every participant will have a reference ID which is maintained by the coordinator. Now we'll come to the diagram. Now if a client wants to start the transaction, it will send the open transaction statement to the coordinator. The coordinator will distribute the command to all the participants. Now the client will invoke the method and the objects which receives the invocation. If it is already there in the transaction, it will invoke the functions. If it is not there, it will join the transaction using the join command. We have already seen the join command here. The join command is used to join the participant in the transaction using the reference number. So every object will join the transaction using the join command. Now these are the statements. First, open transaction is sent by the client and the methods are invoked, and once the methods are completed, it will close the transaction using the close transaction command. Now we should also note that the coordinator is also one of the server in the transaction. Now the client has all the rights to either commit or abort the transaction. The coordinator also has full rights to commit or abort the transaction. After taking the decision, it will send the statements information to all the participants involved in the transaction. Sometimes even if the participant cannot the object cannot complete its transaction, it will also has the rights to abort the transaction. After aborting, it will send the information to the coordinator, and the coordinator will send the abort transaction information to all the other participants and the clients involved in the transaction. So this is the role of a coordinator in a distributed transaction. Hope you understood. Thank you.